Ah! Hey everybody, welcome back to Spoge Studios. Today it's my pick, and the movie I'm doing is Solomon Kane. This is not really a horror movie, but it's spooky. It's Halloween themed. People dress like pilgrims and shit, so I think that it's close enough. Um, I found this on a whim, like searching through IMDb from like other movies that I'd watched. It's kind of one of those types of movies that I keep bringing to the table. It's just like a weird, dark, like mid-budget action movie. I found out after watching this because in the credits it says that it's based on works by Robert E. Howard, who's the guy who invented Conan the Barbarian. So I guess it's like another character that he invented. The basic premise is there's this guy, Solomon Kane. It's in like the 1600s, and he I don't know if he works for the British military or if he's just like a mercenary, but he's like a mercenary like pirate captain, and he goes around and like kills a bunch of people, and he's like a total piece of shit, and he's just like plundering and pillaging, and then he goes to North Africa with his little like I think he has like a boat full of like soldiers and whatever, and they like storm this monastery. It looks like a evil wizard's castle actually, but whatever. And they storm it, and basically he goes in there, gets all of his men killed by like these weird demons that come out of mirrors, which they're very cool. But like it's just like there's like this room with all these mirrors, and all the guys start getting killed, and it's like the first 5 minutes of the movie. So, um, and then he goes into this room and he fights this like Reaper, and basically like the devil wants his soul because he's like a piece of shit or whatever. And he gets super scared, but he escapes the Reaper by jumping out of the window into the ocean. And then it like time skips and he's like living in a monastery, and he's like sworn himself to like a life of like peace, and he's like repented and like found God or whatever, and he's like trying not to hurt people, but he's got all these crazy tattoos and like burns on him that he says are like magic hexes to keep like demons away. Excuse me. And then he gets kicked out of the monastery, and he basically just starts walking because he's like on a different in a different part of England, so he's got to walk home, and he's actually comes from like noble birth, so they like send him back to his like father's like estate mansion or whatever. But he doesn't get there. He meets these pilgrims who are actually going to the New World, or that's their goal. It's like this family, and he meets them. He kind of like falls in with them and starts traveling with them. And then the villains are these like there's like an evil wizard, and then the evil wizard has like an enforcer who's like this masked like Black Knight soldier guy, and that guy can like turn people evil. He like touches their head and like makes them evil. But there's other monsters too, because there's also like weird like zombie creatures at one point. And I don't know, it's just it's a cool, interesting like dark fantasy movie. As a You guys might know I'm a big fan of like The Witcher. There's like a lot of scenes in this that gave me like very Witchery vibes too, which I thought was pretty cool. And it's just like a cool, fun, dark fantasy to like pop on. I actually got like way more engaged in it than I thought, and the acting is really, really good in my opinion. Um, there's there's not a bunch of like huge actors in this. But if I say too much more about the plot, it'll kind of spoil like the whole like crux of the plot and everything. But I definitely think it's really cool. There's some really great like landscape shots, and it's just a pretty looking movie. It's kind of dark. It comes from that era, I feel like, where a lot of action movies were just dark in general. And I mean dark in like the camera. Like it's just like it's very gray and like muted. But it's really cool. There's a scene where he gets crucified, which is awesome, you know. Just get a little Jesus allegory in there. And then also he like dresses like a pilgrim, which I think is funny. So he's like a demon hunter pilgrim. Um, but and there's also like a secret brotherhood of like dudes who just like live underground who are like fighting back, but they're not. They're just like living underground with like this witch. Um, I don't know. It's a fun, interesting movie. So I enjoyed it. That's most of what I have to say about it. If anybody has
10?
any, oh, out of 10. I've been giving such high scores because I really have enjoyed most of the movies that I watched. But I'd probably just give it a 7. It's worth watching.
Okay,
It's like if you like fantasy and like stuff like that, and like kind of spooky, dark like horror stuff, it's worth watching. It's a good movie.
cool.
Yeah, I mean that's about it. I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.
But peace.